Today I want to show you a little bit about Reflector. Reflector is a piece of software that can be installed on your school-issued laptop to allow you to connect or reflect, if you want to use that word, an iPad through your computer so it will show on your screen, wall, smartboard, whatever you want to use. You can also use this for students to be able to connect their iPads, thus showing their work to the entire audience. So let's go turn on Reflector to start with. Go to your Start, and I'm going to go to All Programs, and then I want to find Reflector and click on it to open it. Now, as you notice, you don't have anything on your screen, but if you'll look in your sys tray, you will see that the software is running. You can right-click on the software, go to Show Preferences, and through here you can give your Reflector an AirPlay name. It will automatically pick up your computer name. For the ease of the student's use, I suggest you change that to your name. You can put that however you want, Coach Smith or Mrs. Hamilton, whatever works for you. You'll notice also in here you have the option of adding a password, which I highly suggest that you do as well, and I'll show you in a little bit why that's important. Also, if you go to About, you have an option here to check for updates. So I'm going to click OK, and you'll notice that this is still on. The other thing I want to do in my sys tray is I'm going to go down here to Customize. I like to see things, and I know what's going on, and this will default to just show only show notifications. I like to show the icon so I can see that it's open. I know that it's running, and I don't have to, go turn it on, but it also gives me the option of seeing that there are notifications when those come through. So I'm going to click OK. The next step of using Reflector, and this is the key that makes the whole thing work, is changing your wireless. All teacher laptops will always default to the AZEL Staff Net. In order for the laptop and the iPad to communicate, talk together, reflect, you have to change your laptop to AZEL Wireless. So I'm going to change mine over, and now I should be able to take the iPad and connect. So I'm going to go ahead on the back side and turn on the iPad, and I'm going to connect through AirPlay. Now remember, I have to, if I'm using my iPad as a teacher, I have to change my iPad possibly. For example, my iPad right now happens to be on the AZEL iPad. It's defaulted to that, so I'm going to change it to AZEL Wireless. And then when I go to the Control Center, I will get the option of AirPlay, and when it opens, I'll show you how that works. Here's my iPad and my Control Center down here at the bottom. This is where it reads Hamilton. It just read AirPlay, and it listed all the AirPlays that are open, and I have turned on the mirroring. Now I can go back out and then show the iPad. Now, if you have students that do not have iPads, they chose to use their own device. An example of that even could be an iPhone. That same option is available in, I know, an iPhone. I'm not sure what other phones. This just happens to be my phone, and I have mirrored my phone through here as well. Notice if I move the toggle switch over, my mirroring goes off. I'm also going to show you, as you probably noticed, I've updated my iPad to the new 7. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you are on the older operating system. So you have 7 and the older one side by side. You most likely will run into some of this, but knowing how to find the mirroring is the key thing. To find the mirroring in the old system, you use the 4-finger swipe up, and I know it blinks, then you pull over to the left, from the left to the right, and your AirPlay should show right there. Now there are times where it doesn't show. I've seen some where we've had to shut down the iPad completely to find the AirPlay. If you or your students have updated your iPad to the new operating system, you'll find trying to locate the AirPlay is a little different. You simply take 1 finger, swipe up from the bottom to get the control center, and when that opens, AirPlay is going to show right here where it says Hamilton. Mine has to be on Hamilton so I can show you, but then you can connect that way. When you're out, you simply pull that back down and it will go to the bottom, but that's one of the new features that makes that easy to find. Remember, to protect your computer and protect things from showing up on your projector that you don't want to see, when you're not using Reflector, the quickest and easiest way to disconnect and make sure that nobody can connect is to go back to your wireless and change it back to StaffNet, and you will see anything that's connected disappear very quickly. Remember that if you have any questions, concerns, or need help using Reflector, please don't hesitate to call me.